To the Ravine, today's video, we are going to talk about the out-of-pocket comments made by Phillies president of baseball operations, Dave Dombrowski. Now, he went on a pretty hot record earlier this week talking about Bryce Harper, the face of the Phillies franchise, and he straight up threw him under the bus. That's one way to look at it. To look at it as two different ways. One, Bryce Harper, the face of the franchise, has high expectations. Dombrowski wanting to get more out of Harper and the Phillies, although this is more a Harper-centric conversation. Or two, Dombrowski just threw Harper under the bus for no reason at all. I know the Phillies have had some very tough postseason exits over the last number of years. I'm not a Phillies fan, but I understand it. I can see it from the other side. They have gone through some postseason struggles. A team that really should go further into the postseason has not, and they have certainly failed their expectations. Dombrowski's not a happy camper, and Bryce Harper and the Phillies going out to the Dodgers in the NLDS just earlier this past month. Bryce Harper didn't have the best series of his life. He had a couple of hits here and there, but this is not a Harper problem. And you can say, well, it is because he's the number one guy. I get it. He can't do it all. Bryce Harper is not the reason why the Phillies lost those postseason games. They were close games to the Dodgers, but he's not the reason they lost. The Phillies have won back-to-back NL East titles, something they haven't done in a long time leading up to that. Out by the wild card in 22 and 23, and now 24, 25, they win the division. It's becoming a very good team, and Bryce Harper is at the front of that. He's won an MVP there already. He has led the Phillies to a World Series. And when you compare Bryce Harper's stats to his stats in Washington, he spent 7 years in Washington. He spent 7 years so far in Philly. They're virtually identical. And I was pretty shocked myself looking up these stats by Bryce Harper on Baseball Reference. There is virtually no difference in Bryce Harper's game in DC and in Philly. There's none. I mean, it's very, very minuscule, if any, difference at all. Bryce Harper has been normally the same player, and he'll have some years where he's up and down, maybe in one category or the next, but overall, Bryce Harper has been Bryce Harper. He's been worth the contract that the Phillies have handed him out, and they have another 6 years left on that contract. What do you think? I mean, for me, I don't think Bryce is going anywhere. I don't think the Phillies are going to trade him, but I'm not doubting that they might be having conversations amongst themselves. They won't tell you that, but they might be saying, can we get out of this contract? Can we open up our window? Bryce Harper getting older, over the age of 30. How will he age? For me, Bryce Harper, I think, will age just fine. He's not going to be the most explosive player in the field. Obviously, making the transition now from right field to first base, kind of a different feel for Bryce Harper now, the way you look at him. Bryce Harper has said he's open to going back to the outfield. I don't know if he will. We'll see what the Phillies do with that aspect. But for me, Bryce Harper isn't going anywhere. And I think it was a pretty bad comments to make if you are Dombrowski. And I think there's other ways to light a fire under your player. Throwing him under the bus in front of the media is not one of them. It's just not. You could have these private conversations with Bryce, but to throw him under the bus in front of the national spotlight to get a person like me talking about it, it's not a good look. It's not a really good look, not only for Bryce Harper and the Phillies, but for other players that may look at Philadelphia as a destination that they want to play in. Well, now you're going to get ridiculed by your president of baseball operations. And it's the face of the franchise getting ridiculed for really no reason, because Bryce Harper has done fine. And like I mentioned, the Phillies are not losing because of Bryce Harper. I'm not doing a deep dive on why the Phillies are losing these postseason series. I really couldn't tell you. I mean, the fact of the matter is the offense has struggled in the postseason. That is a fact. The offense has struggled in the postseason. I think they're averaging like 3 runs a game going back to 2023, Game 6 NLCS against the Diamondbacks. They're not coming through in big spots. Can I say that? Maybe it's the fans' fault. Maybe they're getting too cocky over there in Philly. They have this great team, which they do, but they haven't won anything yet. I know they won a pennant, but I don't know. And they have lost some home games, by the way, at Citizens Bank Park as well. So it's not the big, bad, evil Bank Park that we've known. That place is vulnerable. The Phillies are vulnerable. And right now, Dombrowski is leaving Bryce Harper vulnerable. Bryce Harper has already commented that he is not happy with these comments. We'll see where it goes. I don't think Bryce Harper gets traded. I think he does finish his career as a Philadelphia Philly. But let me know your thoughts. Could this open the market for a Bryce Harper trade? I don't think it does, but maybe it will. A can of worms you want to open.